Yes, Asoli. This video is for the blind, but if you're sighted and want to watch it, that's okay too. Uh, if you are, I'm going to briefly explain how a blind person uses a computer so that you're not in the dark. If you are blind, just bear with me for 1 second here. Basically, what we do is we use something called a screen reader, and that is software that translates text on the screen to speech or braille. Most readers today can handle both. I don't have a braille display handy. I do have a braille note, but it's not currently working, so I'm using speech. Now, the speech in modern Windows screen readers comes from what's called a software synthesizer, which uses your system's speakers, not your system speaker, but the normal speaker that you use to hear music and whatnot. And it's not an external device that you hook into the computer as you would with DOS or an older Windows screen reader. So basically, you need to have the sound on in order to use it. And what happened to me today was I was typing on Facebook, and I wasn't doing anything else, just typing like normal, and all of a sudden, the volume went lower and lower and lower. And it was like you turned down the volume on a radio. Just boof, and that was it. And I said, okay, maybe this is just the screen reader, because the volume on a screen reader is different from the master volume, usually, because it has two different controls. But when the master volume is down, of course, everything is down. Well, I said, let me restart it and see what happens. So I restarted the machine. I had to use the power button to shut it off because there was no speech to guide me. And I didn't even hear Windows starting up. I said, oh shit, this is not a good thing. So I went and posted on the Zone BBS, and also, it's not a BBS, that's just the name of the website, zonebbs.com. It's a blind site. And also on Facebook. For any advice, tips, or tricks that people could give me to get my sound back. And about 2 hours later, I was told that I needed to go to the Start menu. I do this by Control Escape, which is the old way. You can use the Start button if you want. Hit R for Run, and then type in sndvol32.exe. This is with XP. With Windows 7, you don't hit the 32, but I'm using XP, so that's what I typed in. And once you do that, hit Enter, and it will take you to the regular control, the volume control, like you would when you go through the control panel. And this works anytime, by the way. It's a really neat way of getting to the volume. Anyway, when you're there, the first box that you'll be in is balance, which basically means the left or the right speaker. You don't want that one. So hit Tab, and then you'll be in the master volume. And you can control that with either the arrows, the up and down arrow, which will take you a little bit at a time, or you can use page up and page down, which goes even more than that, maybe 10 or 20 degrees, whatever. Or you can do it by using home and end, which will take you to the highest volume at 100% and the lowest volume at 0% respectively. In either case, you should hear your computer speaking by this point, because now it's the master volume that's being controlled and not the screen reader one. If you have your screen reader's speech on. A good way to test this, if you're really not sure, is to restart your computer again. If you hear Windows starting up, then you know it's your reader. Another thing to note is that the next tab over from the master volume is the mute all checkbox, and you might need to hit spacebar to check, or rather to uncheck it, because if it's checked, that means that no sound will come through because everything is muted. So if you tried the regular volume and that didn't work, then try the spacebar on the mute button. And if that doesn't work, hit again, because you don't want to accidentally mute everything. Anyway, I hope that helped you guys, because it really freaked me out, and I did not find this online, and neither did a friend of mine who looked. But that is how to get your sound back if it mysteriously disappears. Which hopefully it won't ever do again, because that was very annoying. Thanks.